Looks like everyone is joining in now, and I'm sure we'll have plenty join in over the next few minutes. But
terrific.
Why don't we go ahead and kick things off?
All right, let's kick it off. I want to thank everybody for joining us today for what is going to be a very interesting, exciting, and informative webinar. I'm Ray Allegrezza, Executive Director of IHFRA, and to my, let's see, this is my right, is Steve Allegrezza, Managing Director. We're here today with Preet Singh, who is the founder of Furnish, and John Emmerich, Head of Sales. And basically the topic today, we're going to be talking about interactive 3D photography, what it is, why it's important, and why it's critical in today's changing market. You know, as we all know, COVID has thrown everybody's apple cart upside down, and it's really impacted the way we can and are doing business. As you know, buyers are just not coming to market the way they normally do. Reps, all our rep members are having a hard time getting into the retailer store because of COVID. There's less face-to-face. And while that whole side of the business is diminished, the importance of a good digital image has never been more important. Regardless of whether the consumer buys online or in store, we all know she starts her shopping experience online. And what is she looking at? An image, a product image. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a good digital image is the difference between a sale or not. John, I alluded to a little bit about, you know, how COVID is impacting the business. What have you guys seen before we get into the heart of the matter? What have you guys seen in terms of COVID's impact?
Yeah, great question, Ray. Hey, listen, behaviors change forever. And you can get quotes from the CEO of Nike who says that the consumer behaviors change forever and it's not going to revert back. Some people say we've changed the business, the way business goes. We've moved into our business model 6 or 8 or 10 years into the future by going to these Zoom type calls, less face-to-face meetings, the growth of e-commerce and just the significant growth of e-commerce. All those things have created a significant need for imagery, for content. And now all of a sudden people are saying, listen, we need to do this cost effectively. We need to do this, time savings, and we need to have something very user friendly. So more and more people are looking at photorealistic image production platforms that help them meet that need. We're here to help people meet their social media needs, their e-commerce need, their sales needs, their marketing needs, and even their design needs. So, hopefully this conversation is going to be very beneficial for everybody, and we'll show you a platform that works for the industry, for the home textiles and the home furnishing industry. So great question, Ray.
All right, good. So basically what we're saying is interactive 3D photography is applicable to the factories, to the retailers, to the reps, to the designers, and ultimately to the consumer. So basically this touches every touch point in the supply chain.
Yeah, and I'll give you an example. This has been my morning. We had a call with China this morning, a factory in China that wants to use it for a significant amount of images that they need. And they kind of do a direct to consumer model. We talked to a very large retailer that has photography needs that wants to expand the program and really partner with the manufacturing community and to have these assets and this library that we have available. And then we talked to 2 other manufacturers. So it's everybody, and it's the hottest topic right now.
All right, good. So without further ado, old school, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Preet, why don't you take it from here? And since this is your platform and your brainchild, how about you walk us through what Furnish is and can do?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Ray. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all and walk you through the platform. What I'm trying to do here is give you a little glimpse of what the product does and how it works. And at the same time, sort of discussing the approach that a large number of companies are taking today, especially around retailers, where they're trying to go more with like an omni-channel approach to get more people into their store as well as go to their website. So it's social, online, and then driving traffic to their store to sort of convert those customers. Yeah. Now, if we look at the home furnishings market, essentially what happens is you've got product prototyping that happens at a very base level where designers come up with designs, they produce physical prototypes, the prototypes go to market, and generally 1 out of 6 prototypes actually makes it to market. And then the reps carry those prototype images after being shot at the studio. So, and studios will take anywhere 5 to 7 weeks to give them all those images that the reps can then carry and then start selling, right? And on an average, studios have been a bottleneck and in terms of time, and B, very, very expensive to work with. What's also happening is as we see more and more online, each retailer that we work with today is trying to have a better online presence. And when I say a better online presence, this is an example of what Wayfair does, and that's what you see being replicated across multiple retail stores, is them trying to work with a better online image. Now, this is where Live Furnish comes in. It simplifies the image production cycle. Now, you can put in some of your design data or photographs of the product with the finishes. And this is a screen grab of the platform where you can start looking at the product from all directions. Let's say you have an upholstery piece that's available in 20 different fabrics and finishes. You can start dragging and dropping your fabrics in, start applying differend finishes, pick a few angles and hit save, and you get these beautiful high resolution images from our back end automatically. Yeah. So you get images looking like this very, very quickly in about a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. Now, similarly, you can take that data, place it inside a beautiful room setting. We have a very large library of beautiful room settings that are pre-designed, pre-curated, that come with the product. And we're always increasing and adding more to it. So you can place your product in. And once you place your product in, you can then start customizing the room to suit it and make it look like your own so that it goes with your brand, it goes with the look that you want. So you can change wall panels, carpets, all sorts of surfaces. And then you go and pick an angle that you like. And once you do that, you pick a resolution, hit save. And again, a couple of minutes later, you receive the final high resolution images. These are some of the images that have been produced on our platform. And these are all produced by our customers. Now, essentially the life cycle today is you go from CAD to physical prototypes, to transportation, to photography studios, to then sales materials. And that is what the reps get to go out and sell, right? With us, what happens is you're able to shorten that cycle from say 18 to 20 weeks to about a week. And the manufacturer along with the rep is able to go to market a lot faster, thus giving them upside and an opportunity to go out and start selling before other people do. Keeping in mind the whole concept of say, just pre-market, right? Pre-market versus market is showing a collection a little earlier. And that's where our product comes into play, is where you can go to market way faster than what you've traditionally been. Now, what does Live Furnish essentially do? It gives them about 70% savings in cost of prototyping and photography. It gives them similar or higher quality images that they get at our high-end photography studio. Once they get used to our platform, it takes only about 90 seconds for them to be able to produce those images and be able to go to market a lot faster. Not just this, we're now enabling a sharing platform where manufacturers can share their assets with retailers. And when they share their assets with retailers, retailers can produce more imagery with products from multiple different manufacturers pooled in together. Let's say a sofa from Universal, an accessory from A&B Home, rugs from somewhere else, and put looks together that help them cross-sell and upsell, right? Thus making sure that the amount of selling that they're doing and how effectively that they're doing it goes up. Now, we also have like a little case study we did with an upholstery manufacturer. And what we realized is that they've been able to, within a period of 1 year, they've reduced by 42% the sample production cost. They've also reduced physical prototypes. The sales cycle of selling to retailers has gone down by 47% because all the customization, the sales rep is able to do it on the fly for them in a click and apply and click and show program. And thus they're able to go to market about 22% faster. The same sales, so the shortening of the sales cycle helps the rep be able to do more number of sales calls and close faster. That's all I have from my side. Ray, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
All right, great. I mean, seeing is believing. Let me play hardball with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are other similar competitors. So if somebody's thinking about using Live Furnish, why you? I mean, tell me, what are the competitive advantages?
Okay. So there's 2 or 3 major competitive advantages. Number one, the quality of imagery that you can produce. We're known to be the most high-end, ultra-realistic image quality that there is out there. The ability for manufacturers and retailers to do it themselves. They're not dependent on a third party. We give them the platform to do it themselves instead of having to render services from someone else, right? So they have full creative control. In terms of cost, our product is by far the most cost effective. Plus we've invested over 4.5 years in engineering to make sure that our product is top of the line. So when you put it all together and we integrate into design, integrate into retailers, there's actually no real match. When people say competitors, to date, we're still to see one account that looked at our product and said, oh, I think I have an alternate or I have a better solution that I can go with. People have moved on from whatever technology platforms or services or CGI companies they're using. On an average, we're signing up between 5 to 10 enterprise accounts every month. And that sort of speaks volume as to how well our product is being received and how fast we're being adopted.
All right, good. You know, earlier in our opening remarks, we talked about this product having applicability for producers, for the retailers, for designers, and reps. So if you had to name maybe the top 1 or 2 reasons why each of those participants would want to use this, what would it be? Let's start with the factories, which is a little obvious, but why would a factory want to use the 3D digital?
Okay, so if you look at the furniture life cycle today, any factory that goes into a design cycle, once they have designs, they're constantly prototyping, right? So they're getting products made in China, Vietnam, different places. And as these products are being made, they're being shipped over, then they're showing it to the retailers and then trying to get orders, right? What the smart ones today are doing, or what people are moving towards, is doing it digitally. It's more cost effective. There's no shipping, there's no traveling to China. Anyways, with COVID, it's so hard to travel outside the country. Now, when you're doing that, you can produce those digital prototypes without ever having to physically produce a sample. And that data, those beautiful images that we just showed you, that data is used by the manufacturer to show to retailers via the sales reps and get a pre-order or get market research done and saying, I would buy this, I would not buy this, I would buy this product if you made it in a different finish. So it's a lot of eliminating of products that eventually don't end up selling, right? That's number one. Number two, the bottleneck that photography is once you receive the product in your warehouse. So you're sitting on product, you're spending 5 to 7 to 10 weeks before you can actually go to market. That 10 weeks, you're just waiting. With us, as soon as your design is ready, even before your product hits your warehouse, you have all your marketing imagery, right? You have all your catalogs that reps can carry and take them to the retailers, take them to multiple other places where they're selling. And that gives them so much more power, that helps them go to market a lot faster than their competitors and be inside the door sooner.
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about the benefit now to retailers, both brick and mortar and e-commerce.
So most retailers today are following an omni-channel approach. Now, what does omni-channel approach really mean? If we break it down, essentially they're trying to get people through the door into their store, or generate more sales via online, which is their e-commerce channel. A lot of people will research for hours before the consumer researches for a few hours before they end up making a purchasing decision. A strong online presence is very important, and that's something that retailers understand today. So they all have e-commerce platforms today. But does the e-commerce platform always convert? No. That drives people into the store. Yeah. Number two, a lot of social presence. So social media is constant proof of saying, hey, we've got this beautiful collection. We're putting looks together. And that gives them an opportunity to cross-sell and upsell. At the same time, they're doing emailers, they're running marketing campaigns, they're running promotions. But what's at the center of all of this digital experience is high quality imagery, right? Before you make your decision to go to the store and buy, you've looked at hundreds of products. And looking at those hundreds of products, what stands out is the quality of imagery, the curation of imagery that you have. And as we speak with more and more retailers, we realize how hard it is for them to produce these images. Either they're setting up photo studios in-house, they're using photographers, but it's never enough because the manufacturers are never really supplying them with enough imagery for them to be able to run their marketing campaigns successfully. Yeah. So that's where retailers soon will collaborate with manufacturers on our platform, where the 3D data sharing will happen, which will enable not just the manufacturers, but the retailers as well to produce enough of their own imagery.
All right. As you know, we've got scores and scores of reps on this webinar. Why should they be interested in 3D digital imaging, and how do they participate, particularly since they are the critical link between the factory and the retailer? What role do you see for them?
Yeah. So more and more what we're seeing is, as reps go out and meet more retailers, carry lines from different manufacturers, what we're seeing is there is an opportunity for reps to participate. Yeah. There's an opportunity for us. We're growing at a very, very fast pace, and we want the reps to be a part of it. And the reason we want them to be a part of it is because they understand the landscape, they understand the market, they have the right connections, and we want to jointly go to market with them. We want them, and we want their help to be able to reach out to the right manufacturers, to the right retailers, and we're very happy to share revenue with them. We're very happy to share a piece of the pie with them, because especially with COVID and everything that's happening, this is sort of like an additional income source, like an additional side income source for them, where they can leverage their connections, they can leverage their years of network, and enable their retailers to sell more. So you're helping your buyer to sell a lot more of your product. That helps you. You're helping the line that you carry, you're helping them sell more. And at the same time, you're not just making more money of that, but you're also able to create additional income stream for yourself.
All right, perfect. We talked about designers. What is their play with this technology?
Yeah. So more and more, we're seeing interior designers coming to us, coming on our website, signing up, asking us for access. Now, as we're adding more manufacturers of furniture, textiles, accessories, more brands onto our platform, and retailers, the way we've seen designers work is they're going directly to the retailer and picking out a customized product or a customizable product, right? The way a manufacturer needs to enable their retailers with the right kind of data and the right kind of visualization to sell more, similarly, retailers will need to enable designers with the right kind of 3D data and the right kind of visualization tools for them to be able to sell more, right? That's essentially where our product comes in, because it's vertically integrated. And when I say vertically integrated, it means 3D data flowing from manufacturer to retailer and retailer to designers, and everybody being able to take advantage of it and reusing the same data instead of having to produce it over and over again.
All right. You know, Steve, before you joined IHFRA, you were heavily involved on the e-commerce side of the business. What is your take on how a product like this can help? And what was the need that you saw with the e-commerce guys that you played with, and for retailers and factories in general?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I mean, from my perspective, there are a number of advantages to having a tool like this, and I would have killed to have a tool like this when I was handling e-commerce for some factories. But like it was mentioned earlier, there's a massive bottleneck from the time that even product hits the warehouse to the time that the great room scenes and the lifestyle images are ready. And that's becoming one of the top requirements for almost every e-commerce account, is having a great room scene image. And the interesting thing now is, you know, every e-commerce account wants their own image, because everyone is essentially white labeling products online, and they want unique content for them. And that helps them stay competitive in a very aggressive online market. It actually helps you control your map pricing, because people are not, the bots can't find you if they're image searching. So to me, I see again just a ton of advantages here. Have I hit them all? Am I missing anything on that, Preet?
No, I think you got that pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
John, what about the applicability of this if somebody wanted to use this on the sales and marketing side and or social media? Talk to me a little bit about how Live Furnish fills those needs.
Yeah, Ray, again, great question. And I'm a storyteller, so I'll give you a story. And it's an account that I've been in the industry a little bit for a little while. I worked with Ray at Furniture Day years ago, and IMC and other different folks. But so I have some friends in the industry, and one of my friends has bought the platform and is working with us, called us. She's the VP of sales. She has a meeting with the CEO. They're traveling to one of their biggest accounts, and they're fabric, and they want to wrap about 8 or 10 new fabrics on some frames, some chairs, in some room settings. And they were brand new, and they called us, and on a Monday and on a Tuesday morning, they had a meeting. We gave them 5, 6, 7 room scenes with the different fabrics. We told them we wanted to do 20 or 30 for them. And they said, no, just do 5 or 6, and we're going to go in there. And this is a CEO of a pretty significant mill. You guys would know the name if I said it. And the VP of sales. They came out of that meeting. They had the meeting at 9. They called us in the car. They called Preet and I, and they said, and they were so excited. They said, it went great. It went great. Product visualization is where it's at right now. I mean, you can bring in swatches, you can bring in different things, but now all of a sudden, if you've developed a room scene, a setting, a lifestyle scene, and you've got some great fabric, and you can show it this way and another way, and you've got all these new collections, it just creates that excitement. And then they even admitted, they said we should have had 15 or 20 of these digital, assets that they could have taken into the meeting. So we're seeing that kind of excitement from the sales team, and that's what we really want to provide. But in the same breath, we've had people say, "Hey, listen, they won't see me," so they do these exact type of meetings where it's a Zoom call, and they'll show the room scenes and the fabrics and the silhouettes and everything. And it's working really well. So it's a great tool in today's environment.
John, Preet, I just wanted to throw out there as well. You actually, when you said that, it made me think of a case study I did for a former employer. They specialized in occasional tables. They were a whole home solution, but bread and butter was occasional tables. And one thing that they just never did was they never really invested the dollars into really great photography for an end table or a coffee table.
Right.
And I asked them to give me permission to get some studio photography done on a few of our better selling tables on Wayfair. And I'm going to go ahead and throw some numbers out. Just tables that we were selling 40 a month on turned into over 100 a month just by adding in a really great room scene. So there's proof in the pudding with this, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I mean, when you got the CEO and the VP of sales extremely excited about the presentation and such a positive response from the customer. You know, you've got something, you know, you're on the right track. So that's what we want to give this tool. We want to give this because it's a library of assets. It's a library of 130, 140 room scenes that we have available. We've got all these props, all these plants. We got one accessory company that's going to share over 1,000 items. We're going to 3D model 1,000 items, and they're going to share it with everybody. They're hoping that they'll hashtag and give them some credit on social media and things like that. And we're kind of working some of that out. But you know, we're going to have all these accessories, all these plants, all these mirrors, all this wall art, and these room scenes to create just fantastic photography, 4K, 300 DPI quality. So great opportunity for everybody.
So what should the reps do if they're reps listening in that want to get more information about this or want to participate with you guys? What's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, great. And we really do want to hear from them, and we really do want to support them. We'll send out a link and we'll send out a form. And if they want to participate, what we'll do is we'll connect with them. And if they can connect us to either decision makers at at manufacturers or with some of their retailers that are interested in this program, if they can help set some of those demonstrations, we're more than happy to work with the reps and make it worthwhile for everybody.
Yeah,
it's in the chat. We just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I've just pasted the link in the chat. It's a little form that you can use to put in your information. What we'll do is within the week, we will get back to you and fix a time for a conversation. While we do this, the one thing to keep in mind is that there is a sizable opportunity here, and we're very happy to share revenue with you. Yeah, it's the whole idea is to work with you guys instead of just working by ourselves.
Perfect. And I know you've put together a case study. Would you be good with us, for anyone who wanted to see that, sharing that case study with any of the participants on the webinar today? Because there was a lot of good information in there.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that I mean, there's a huge cost savings. There's a huge time savings. You're going to market faster, and just by using the platform, you're getting so many tremendous benefits. So yeah, sure.
All right, good. We're just about out of time. Is there any way, either Stephen or Preet, can we wrap this up by looking at some of those room settings again? Can we close out by looking at a couple of the images? Because the quality of this stuff was, I thought, spectacular.
So I'm just sharing a few images that have been produced by our customers on here.
I mean, you can almost feel the texture of the fabric on some of this stuff.
Yeah, Ray, that's the one thing where we've done a really good job working with the fabric suppliers and making sure that we do have the texture and the lighting and everything that goes along with creating a great room scene.
I mean, I've seen a lot of competitive images, but this stuff, really, I'm just being honest, the texture of the fabric, it's just so lifelike. I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of years of engineering and understanding the industry and understanding what sells. We've run a lot of analysis on what kind of images sell, what kind of images don't, what does the consumer really want to see, where does the attention go. We've got like some photographers at High Point, at multiple other places coming to us and saying, hey, we want to be a part of the platform. How can we contribute? Because everybody is kind of understanding that digitally produced imagery is the way to go. And a lot of photographers are now trying to offer their creative skills on top of that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so
let me give you one more story. You saw that country farm scene. It's kind of a country farm look. That was created about a week ago, where someone said, I have to have this country farm look for a room scene. So that's a brand new room scene, and we create new room scenes every week for people. So the library continues to grow and expand. And I just want to make you aware that we can create any look you want.
And again, the cost per image is under $30, correct? $27, $28?
That's
25.
correct. 25 with the program, right?
And then the turnaround time is
A couple of minutes.
crazy. All right, gentlemen, Stephen is going to archive this.
Yep.
We will send the link out to anybody that wants it. Anybody that's listening in, I want to thank you for your time. I hope you found this as exciting as I did and Steve did. And please reach out to us and we can put you in touch and get you whatever information you need.
Yeah. Complete that form.
Complete that form. Exactly. New opportunities. That's the name of the game. So with that, I want to thank Preet and John and everybody that took time out today to view this webinar. More to come. Thank you again. This was great. Thank you both, Preet and John.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let us know if we can help you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.